Good morning, everybody. This is BMN 504 Buddhist Foundations. Today is May 16th, 2022. We are in the seventh session of our program, I guess. Yes, seventh session. So last week we were discussing about the theory of no self or anatta. And today the topic is another basic or core Buddhist teaching. It's called Bhavana. The original Buddhist term is Bhavana. Bhavana means, in today's parlance, today's usage, it is meditation. So Buddhist meditation. It is a very vast subject. So we are not going to cover all that, the vast area, but as a foundation for Buddhist thoughts, what type of role the Bhavana or the Buddhist meditation plays, that is our focus here. So the very word Bhavana is, maybe for you it's maybe a new term, but you are very familiar with the word meditation. I have my own reservations when I use the term meditation with the original Buddhist term Bhavana. Bhavana means originally, in original Buddhism, when I use the term original, it means the early Buddhism that is found in the earliest Buddhist texts. That is where you find early Buddhism. So in there, Bhavana means the mental culture. Mental culture means development of mind. In other words, getting rid of the unwholesome states of mind and developing the good, wholesome states of mind. That is called Bhavana. So I don't know, when you say meditation, does it mean that type of thing? Think about it. When you say meditation, does it mean that you are trying to get rid of the unwholesome states of mind and trying to develop the wholesomeness in your mind, in your thinking pattern, in your thoughts? So this is the problematic situation here when you use the word Bhavana and Buddhist meditation. So give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So that is the very first thing that we have to clear. We have to have a clear understanding when you use the term Bhavana and when you use the term Buddhist meditation in the common parlance today, there's a little bit of gap. So we are trying to focus here on the subject of Bhavana as it is depicted, as it is shown in the earliest Buddhist texts. And as I told you, this is a very vast subject, but we are not going to cover all that, because in the original teachings, as it is expressed in original teachings, and based on those teachings, In later times, different techniques and different schools of meditation came into existence. You must have heard about Zen meditation, which is very popular, and then Chan in China, and in Theravada countries, of course, the Vipassana meditation, insight meditation, and in Tibetan or in the Vajrayana tradition, there are some other forms of practices. So that is the development of this original teaching. So in the original teachings, in the earliest strata of the Tripitaka or of the Buddha's teachings, Bhavana means the mental culture, developing your mind with wholesome things, wholesome states of mind, developing, achieving the wholesomeness in your thought. So in early teaching, it says that our mind is covered with certain, what you may call the hindrances. They are called hindrances. Our mind is kind of covered with all these 5 things, like ill will, sensual pleasure. We have an urge for sensual pleasure, ill will, and sloth and torpor, or tiredness and sleepiness, and restlessness of our mind. Like these things, with these type of things, our mind is always not clear. It is like unruly. In early Buddhism, the Buddha compares the mind to a like a muddy water in a pond or in a river or in somewhere. It's like a muddied water. When the water is muddied, full of mud and other maybe colors or whatever, mixed with colors and other things, what happens is you cannot see the inside, what is inside in the mind, what is underneath the muddied water, you cannot see. It is not transparent. So why it is not transparent? Because sometimes ill will hinders. That's why it's called hindrance. Hinders the ability to see through. And our sensuousness, sensual pleasure, the desire for sensual pleasure, that hinders the ability to see through. And also we have a natural tendency to sleepiness and tiredness. We cannot concentrate on certain things because of this sleepiness and laziness. That is a hindrance. And also restlessness, always trying to see something, or trying to grab something. We have doubt, right? Because of doubt in our mind, we cannot see things clearly. So these 5 things called 5 hindrances, these are the hindrances that covers our clear vision. So in early Buddhism, it teaches that in order to get rid of these 5 hindrances, one has to cultivate, see the word cultivate, mental culture, I told you. We have to cultivate what you may call calm meditation, calmness, because it is already, muddied and unruly and not settled. So we need to achieve the calmness first. So in Buddhist meditation, the very first thing that we need to do is to achieve that calmness, samatha. So one type of meditation is called samatha meditation or calm meditation, samatha bhavana. We use the word meditation because now we are used to it. Samatha bhavana, calmness, calm meditation. What are you calming? You are calming your mind. Why are you doing so? In order to see through the mind, in order to achieve the transparency. So that calmness is essential. In other words, if I give you a day-to-day experience that we all undergo, when you pour orange juice to a glass, when it is on your table, as soon as you pour orange juice, it is not clear. It's not settled with the pulp and all that. It's mixed. But if you leave it for some time on the table, what happens is the pulp goes down and the orange juice gets sort of settled in the glass. So our mind is, when you do not have the calmness, when you do not have the, you haven't practiced the calm meditation, your mind is just like the glass of orange juice, which is not settled. When you achieve the calmness, it is like the clear or settled glass of orange juice. Just to give you a little analogy, so you can grasp this fact. So in the same way, our mind is troubled. Our mind is covered with the 5 hindrances, as I told you. 5 hindrances makes us difficult for us to see things as it is. Sensuousness, desire for sensual pleasures, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness, and doubt. So once you achieve the calmness, do you think that is the goal of Buddhist meditation? That is one goal, but that is not the final goal. Why do you calm your mind? You calm your mind in order to see things clearly, in order to see things as it is, in other words. So the second type of meditation is called insight meditation, or vipassana, or vidassana, or you may use any other word. So the first step is to calm down your mind, and then you move on to the other step, which is called insight meditation. When you have achieved the calmness, it's easier for you to step into the other zone, which is insight. So, in fact, when Buddhism arose in India, 6th century BCE, in the other religious practitioners, they had this technique called calming down your mind, achieving the calmness in your mind. That was already there. Samatha was already there. Calm meditation was already there. You know that the Siddhartha Gautama, when he left the palace and he went to different teachers in search of a solution for the problem, as I told you in the beginning. And he encountered certain teachers whom at that time, they were really, really advanced practitioners of calm meditation, samatha bhavana. They were able to calm their minds, and in certain In certain cases, they were able to perform actually miracles by the power of calming down their minds. And Buddha learned all these things. But then he decided, then he came to understanding that that is not the solution for the problem. What is the problem? Problem is suffering. When you lose your calmness, you again have to face the same music. So then he decided that that is not the final goal. Then he was able to find out, discover the original teaching of Buddhism, which is called Vipassana. So in other words, I'm telling you that Samatha Bhavana is one aspect. It is needed. You need Samatha for what? To achieve Vipassana. So these two types of meditation are the basic factors, basic components of Buddhist practice of meditation. So in the earliest texts, you find these two things in many different places. So the texts that sometimes you can practice these two together. You don't have to say that, oh, I have finished practicing Samatha, and now I have to step into the second stage, the Vipassana. It is not like that. It's like combined together, you can practice. Even today, in the Theravada Buddhist countries, we have this method of practicing meditation, practicing Bhavana. These two methods, these two techniques, Samatha and Vipassana, mixed together. They go hand in hand. And finally, trying to achieve the, what you may call the enlightenment. So when we were looking at the Noble Eightfold Path, we were talking about the concentration. Remember, right concentration, right effort, right mindfulness. All those three steps of the path, Eightfold Path, they refer to what we are talking today, meditation, Bhavana. So concentration, mindfulness, all these terms are there. So don't ever think that Buddhist meditation is just sitting down cross-legged with the closed eyes. That is one type of meditation only. Like if you say 100, then it is like maybe 10%, not even 10%. You need to have a cross-legged sitting just to get the practice. And then you can move on to different other techniques. There are many other techniques which we are not going to pay attention here today. But what you need to understand is that Buddhist meditation is, you can practice it at any time. You don't need a specific place or specific time for the practice. You can do it at any times, while walking, while sitting, while even talking to others, while working, while cleaning your dishes in the kitchen. At any given moment, you can practice Bhavana. But the thing is, you need to have the experience. You need to have the good friend or somebody who teaches you how to do it. You have to get the clear understanding. When I say somebody who teaches you how to do it, it may be a person, it may be a book. A book is a good friend. A book in the sense the Buddhist text. In likewise, so in Buddhism, when you practice these two types of meditation, the final goal is to achieve the enlightenment, awakening. In the Vipassana meditation, when you see things as it is, when you have the clear vision, when you can see things as they are, then you realize the reality. So the purpose of Vipassana is to gain awakening to reality. You become a person with enlightenment. When you have enlightened experience, you can maintain it throughout your life, and you are not troubled by the outside world. Remember, I told you, just like a lotus flower, not touched by the mud and the water in the pond, just like that, you can live in this very society, in this ugly, muddy society, but still you become a beautiful flower like a lotus, not troubled by the mud and the water. That type of thing. As I told you, it is not achieved in next life, but in this very life. Remember, that is very important. Nirvana, or the final enlightenment, is not attained in next life, in this very life. So the Buddhist practice of meditation is to achieve that state of mind in this very life. That is why you do practice the Samatha Bhavana and Vipassana Bhavana. These two are the basic techniques, basic methods of Buddhist meditation, and that is the basis. But later on, when Buddhism, developed in different soils, in different countries, in different settings, what happened was these two original methods were developed into many different how do I say, innovation. They gained innovations in many different countries. That is why you find all the other types of practices, as I told you, Zen and Chan and Pure and whatever. These are the things. So, but the as a foundation of Buddhism, Buddhist practice of meditation is the two types I told you, Samatha and Vipassana. You need these two to achieve final goal. And as I told you in the earliest texts, in Theravada Buddhism, as time went on, the monks and the practitioners, they developed certain methods of achieving the enlightenment, or the way to practice these two types of meditation. In order to calm your mind, the text says that you have to practice certain things. You have to have certain subjects of meditation or objects of meditation and focus on that thing, concentrate on that thing. So for instance, nowadays it's very familiar that people are focusing on their breath, in-breath and out-breath. That is an object of meditation. What is the object? The breath, the very breath that keeps us alive. When you see clearly how the breath goes in and how it goes out, in breath and out breath. When you keep watching it, what happens is your mind gets settled, calm. Calmness is achieved through watching the in breath and out breath. So that is an object of meditation. For example, I'm giving you this thing because it is very popular. Not just in breath and out, but there are many other objects of meditation. If you are a person, and depending on your personality, the object has to be, curtailed, or the object has to be selected according to your character type, your personality. If you are a person, irritated person, one who is angry all the time, or irritation, you have a lot of irritations, anxiety, and things like that, then you have to find a meditation technique, object of meditation, which is relevant for that thing. If you have to maybe practice compassion, loving kindness, and things like that. And if you are really sort of looking for sensual pleasures, you encourage sensual pleasures. Your mind is always following that path. Then you have to look at the ugliness of these things, which is called asubha, ugliness. And then you calm down on that way, you see things as they are, and you cross from that ugliness, that sensual pleasures thing, to the other side. In this way, depending on your character type, we have to make use of the meditation objects. For that thing, you need a good friend or teacher. Vipassana, on the other hand, is seeing things as they are. You are kind of investigating. It's an analysis or investigation of your nature, your body, your mind, your thoughts, your consciousness, and also the outer world, everything in the world. You investigate how things are made up, how things exist, how things cease to be, how things decay, how things get decayed, and things like that. The real nature of life. And then, as we discussed last time, you see that there is no person, there is no personality, permanent self. That understanding comes, that realization comes through the insight meditation. Theoretically, we can understand it by reading a book or listening to some lecture or something, but you realize it through insight meditation. So this is the important thing. In Buddhism, you have to have these two types of meditation, samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana. Nowadays, it is very popular that all over the world where Buddhists live, they practice these two things. Insight meditation is very popular now. People are trying to see things as they are. But we are talking about the foundations. So Buddhist practice is that it has the component of meditation or bhavana as one of the core teachings. I guess that's enough for today. This is just a brief outline, brief introduction. You may read the chapter on Buddhist path or Buddhist meditation on the book, and then enhance your understanding. Thank you very much for listening, and you will get the homework assignment today. So the same thing as I always say, please submit your homework. Sooner the better. So enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.